Your name, please?
William Easter.
Mr. William Easter.
Right.
Your passport, please.
Do I have to go through this rigmarole every time?
Regulations, sir.
Beastly nuisance, I call it.
You will receive your American visa in Lisbon.
Will there be time?
Definitely.
We seem to have cut our time pretty close, Sir Henry.
Have you a word, Sir Henry?
Do you wish to make any comment, sir?
Sir Henry, what is your destination, New York or Washington?
I'm sorry, I have nothing to say.
Sir Henry Marchmont, official business.
Oh, Sir Henry Marchmont.
Sir Henry, Joe?
Good luck, Sir Henry.
Thanks. I may need it.
Shall I take your case, sir?
Definitely not.
Sir Henry, don't mind.
Sorry.
I see. You think the old boy carried the fate of the Empire in that little black case?
Perhaps he does.
Time's up, boys. Roll it away. Lively now.
Hey, just a moment. You're shy of one passenger.
Hold on. Wait a bit. Wait, I say. I've got Patsy.
Yes, all right. Your name, sir?
Grayson's the name. John Grayson, senior clerk, Paro Nash & Paro, solicitors, Chancery Lane. You've got it all there. Everything quite regular. Sorry to delay you. Missed the bus. Had to take a taxi. Fearful nuisance.
Yes, sir. Hop aboard, will you? We're late now.
Thanks. Thanks awfully. Sorry to delay. Thanks awfully.
Right-ho, boys. Roll it away.
Excuse me, sir. Awfully sorry.
Fred, all right?
No sense of balance. None whatever. Thanks. Clumsy of me. No sense of balance. That's what it is. Effect of the inner ear, I fancy.
When I read that you were en route to Washington, Sir Henry, I just couldn't rest until I found you. Now, do you know, when can you dine with us?
Very kind, Mrs. Jellison. I'll put you first on my unofficial list.
Oh, I have a much better idea. You must let me put you up during your stay.
Thanks very much,
Washington
but-
is so crowded. I'll put you in the blue room.
Come in.
Thank you, sir.
But if Sir Henry isn't the one, who is?
I don't know. But the head received a cable from London tipping him off. It's up to us to find the real British agent before this train reaches Washington.
Yeah. Whoever's got the document will be protected there.
If Sir Henry isn't carrying it, I've got it. Besides Sir Henry and myself, only one man has come all the way from London. A chap called Grayson, John Grayson.
Well, then Grayson's our man.
Grayson's carrying the document, while Sir Henry's being used as a decoy.
It's so old, it's new.
When Grayson leaves the club car and goes to get his luggage, that's our cue.
We know what to do, Easter.
Good. That's Grayson standing at the bar. The little fellow.
Excuse me, sir.
Don't give it a thought, brother. I'm in politics. I'm used to hard knocks. I'm Henry Babcock, Senator Babcock.
How do you do? John Grayson.
Sit down, Grayson. Have a glass of grape juice from my home state. Used to know a man named Grayson. Mighty fine man. He was murdered. 2 grapes, George.
On the fire, sir.
This book has got me all confused. I do wish you'd set me straight on the international situation.
Rather large order, I'm afraid.
Oh, you're so right, Sir Henry. We must take the broader view, I always say.
Another grape juice, Grayson. You can't have too many vitamins, I always say.
Thanks, Senator. But if you don't mind, I'll have a whiskey and soda.
Why, sure. George, bring him over, will you?
Yes,
Let's
sir.
get a chair. I was built for comfort.
Jolly little beggars, what? Kept so myself as a lad, till Mother got a cat.
Shh. Don't say C-A-T.
Oh, sorry. Permit me, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. Very kind, I'm sure.
Pardon me, sir.
Here we are.
Porter,
Yes, sir?
are we on time?
Yes, sir. Be in Washington in 20 minutes.
By the way, Grayson, what's your line?
Line?
Yeah, what business you in? What's your racket?
Oh, I represent a London legal firm, Paolo, Nash & Paolo.
Paolo. I used to know a man named Paolo. No, it was Marlowe. Couldn't have been the same fella.
No, I suppose not.
I've been making the tour of my state, getting the opinions of the home folks, taking a lot of their ideas back to Washington.
I'd like to hear more of your activities, Senator.
Give me your address, sir, and I'll have all my speeches mailed to you.
You're quite too kind, sir. Sorry I have no card.
Oh, Porter.
Yes, miss?
Permit me.
Thank you very much.
Not at all. I'll be at this address for the next week or so. I hope.
Thank you. I'll get my papers together. Pleasant meeting, my friend. Better look me up in Washington.
I'll just get my bag.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, I forgot to pay George. Excuse me, sir. Well, what's the matter with the lights?
Just a little blackout. Keep your seat. Just a little blackout. Keep your seat.
Mice!
Oh, dear. All gone.
Nancy, darling.
I didn't dream you'd be able to meet me.
George.
I got leave.
Oh, darling, that's wonderful.
Just 3 days.
Oh, that's awful.
We haven't a second to lose. First thing I did
As I was saying, Sir Henry.
was get this.
Oh, honey. This thing.
Well, I haven't had much experience. Look, day after tomorrow, your aunt's giving us a reception. Until then, you and I are going to be a couple of busy people.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Goodbye.
Who's your boyfriend?
You needn't worry. He just lit a cigarette for me.
the BBC News Bureau, broadcasting from London. At this time, we present our regular morning summary of the news. A British subject has disappeared under curious circumstances. John Grayson, senior clerk in the firm of Parlow, Nash and Parlow, solicitors, Chancery Lane, has not arrived at his firm's representatives in Washington. Foul play is suspected.
Deplorable, simply deplorable. It's the sort of thing that shakes your faith, by Jove. I say, Holmes, shakes your faith in everything.
You alarm me, Watson. I've never seen you affected by the news, however startling.
Startling, my dear fellow, it's devastating. Seen the scores? The Navy got 428 for 6 wickets against the Army at Lord's.
May I draw your attention to the fact that really momentous things are happening in the world today?
Oh, I know all about that. I'll get to them later on.
Excuse me.
Mind my egg, old bean.
Oh, I'm sorry. With your consuming interest in the game, I'm surprised that you've changed your mind about running up to Lord's cricket ground this afternoon.
It can't be helped. I had to put it off. How did you know I changed my mind?
Elementary, my dear Watson. Invariably, when you go to a cricket match, you fill your flask with my best whiskey. Just now, I noted in passing that the flask was empty. The single whiff informed me that it had been recently filled. Obviously, after filling it, you would pour the contents back into the bottle. Therefore, you would change your mind about a cricket match.
You amaze me, Holmes. You positively amaze me.
Come in, Mrs. Hudson.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Holmes. There's a gentleman, and he's very insistent. Well, I do declare he followed me right up the stairs. Didn't I ask you to wait?
My good woman, you may ask me to wait, but not the British Empire. Mr. Holmes, I must talk to you immediately.
How are you, Mr. Irons? That will be all now, thank you, Mrs. Hudson.
My good woman, indeed. Huh.
Arons? I seem to know that name.
Don't tell me, my dear Watson, that you don't recognize Mr. Irons at the Home Office.
Oh, yes, of course. I knew the moment you came in. How are you, Arons?
How do you do?
Do you see what the Navy did to the Army at Lord's yesterday?
All right, Watson, go on with your breakfast.
Bad show. 428, 6 wickets.
Mr. Holmes, I'm here on a matter of the utmost secrecy.
Now, I assure you, Mr. Irons, that Dr. Watson is the very soul of discretion. Won't you sit down? By the way, Watson, please be so good as to keep tapping on the table with your knife.
Tapping on the table, now?
It will break the wavelengths if by any chance there's a dictograph in the walls.
Oh, really?
Cigarette?
No, thank you.
You can stop now, Watson. Well, Mr. Irons, I take it you've called on me in connection with the kidnapping of John Grayson in America last night.
Oh, yes. Yes, exactly. Grayson was carrying a document of a very confidential nature.
Indeed.
Its contents